Welcome, everybody. It's been a long time. I don't even remember the last time we recorded a podcast, but welcome to our podcast.
Yay!
It's been way too long, to be honest. And I'm Felipe. Today I'm joined by the Borscht of teachers, Dani. How are you today, Dani?
Borscht?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm a soup.
yeah,
Come
of
on,
course.
okay. But a
But
delicious soup, so thank you.
yes, like the best surprise, one of the best surprises that I had from Russia. So that's a
Yeah,
positive
thank
thing.
you.
Yeah. How are you today?
Okay, super. How are you?
Nice. I'm great. I'm great. And today I'm joined by our brilliant new teacher, Chris. Yeah. How
You.
are
Yay!
how are you today, Chris?
Oh, great. Thank you.
Nice. And how do you feel participating for the first time in our lovely podcast?
Looking forward to it. Nervous. Let's see. I hope I don't do anything wrong. But
No.
yeah,
No.
I'm,
Oh,
I'm happy to be
oh,
here.
it'll be
Yay!
awesome. It will be awesome for sure.
Yeah.
And yes, our topic today, Mother Russia. That's it.
Mother Russia. Oh, but
Yeah.
sorry. Wait a second. Mother Russia.
Yes. Yeah, you have to.
Whoever reads this gets a 10% discount next month. No,
Yeah.
just
Okay.
kidding.
Thanks for
Just
that.
kidding.
And yeah. And me and Danny, we visited Russia in 2018 for the FIFA World Cup. One of the best experience ever. And we'll be talking about it today. And of course,
Mm-hmm.
we invited Chris. She will be the lovely person to ask us some questions. Uh, and that's it. So let's jump right in. Chris, what is the first question that you can ask us about Mother Russia?
About Mother Russia.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mother
I have never
Russia.
been to Mother Russia.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very curious about their culture. So
Sure.
what did you
Mhm.
think about their culture, the Russian culture? Is it
Mm,
too different from the Brazilian one, or are there similarities?
Okay,
Good
so
question.
uh, one of the most different things that maybe if it wasn't like the World Cup time, I would get arrested, I guess. Smoking. Yes, I smoke.
It's true.
I'm sorry, population of the planet. I smoke. Yes. And for the first couple of days, for the first 2 days, I was just smoking casually and just wouldn't mind anything that was happening around me. However, after 2 days, shout out to Anna because she helped us a lot. Then we'll talk a lot more about
Yeah.
this.
Hmm.
But and then she told me that I couldn't actually smoke anywhere. Like there are some
Hmm.
specific areas in this on the streets and stuff that you have to stay there and smoke. Like you cannot smoke and
Hmm.
walk basically. So
Hmm.
it was like a surprise because here in Brazil we don't even care. Of course, like indoor places, it's prohibited. However,
Hmm.
outside
Yeah.
you can do whatever you want, but not in Russia. That's it.
Not in Mother Russia.
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
You could have been arrested and sent to Siberia.
Yes,
We would
exactly.
never see Felipe again.
Yeah,
But
maybe that's a
okay.
good thing, or maybe not. I don't know. I'm kidding.
No, it's too cold.
Yes, I mean I love the cold. That's cool. And what about you, Danny? What about the Russian culture?
um, I think the event that really stayed with me was a scary one. And I remember Felipe and I, we had just stepped in the Red Square
Yep.
where the
Hmm.
Kremlin is and where I don't forgot the name.
St.
The
Basil.
cathedral,
St. Basil's
the
Church.
St.
And
Basil's
that's
Church.
church. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We were just there, and there was this army exhibition. It was
Mm-hmm.
really cool. It was full of people there, so we were watching, and suddenly they take these huge weapons and they start shooting.
Mm-hmm.
And I had never listened to any guns shooting, thankfully.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was so scared. I was really scared. I was like, oh, I was like getting Philippe's shoulders, and I was like, Felipe, what's happening? I'm so scared. Oh
We're
my
gonna die.
god, we're gonna die here. What's happening? I was
Yeah.
really scared
Mm-hmm.
for a couple of minutes there,
Sure. Sure.
and I thought that was so interesting and actually very scary for us because even though we have some military exhibitions here in Brazil, no guns are fired.
Yes.
So it's
Exactly.
like, dude, chill, don't fire guns on my face. So
Yeah.
it was really strange for me. But it
Mm-hmm.
was interesting. I understand it's
Yeah.
part of their culture. They
Sure. Sure.
they, they have an army's culture, so
Mm-hmm.
that was
Yes.
scary for me.
And
Very scary.
yeah, the next thing that I can think of is the weather. I mean, it's not related to culture. It is. I don't know, but the weather difference,
It
like
is.
when we were in Moscow, not a big difference. I mean, it was a bit colder than our typical summer because it was
Mm-hmm.
summertime over there. However, when we went to St. Petersburg, oh god, I was
Can
with.
I tell this story? I
Yeah,
want to
sure,
tell this story.
sure,
Can I
go on.
tell this story? I'm sorry
Hmm.
interrupting you.
No problem.
We left our hostel. Sorry, we left our hotel. It wasn't a hostel. We left
Hmm.
our hotel around 4 o'clock. It was already super bright outside. And I was checking the weather before our Uber arrived. And I said to Felipe, it's going to be cold in St. Petersburg. And he
Yeah.
said, nah, cold. No.
Mm.
And then we entered in the train, and then we went to St. Petersburg, and Felipe was wearing Brazil's jersey.
Yes. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Russian
And when
flag.
we,
That
and
saved
the
my
Russian
life.
flag, yeah, that's it. And then when we arrived in St. Petersburg, it was like, I don't know, 8 degrees,
Yeah.
7 degrees, something
In
like
the
that. It was
morning,
a bit
yes.
rainy.
Hmm.
And I was wearing a sweater because, I'm me.
Mm.
And then Felipe was like,
Freezing.
Felipe, do you want to go somewhere and I don't know, buy a sweater or something? No, I'm cool. I'm fine. And he was like turning purple, like
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm super cool.
But
And who doesn't carry a sweater in the Russian cold?
yes, that's me.
But okay, Finn,
I'm
we still
sorry,
love you.
but
It's
I
fine.
remember like when we looked at the weather, the forecast, it was like what 18 degrees, but that was like during the day, like late, like afternoon. But in the morning
Mm-hmm.
was super cold, and I
Yeah.
was like, okay, I forgot that little detail that mornings are a bit chiller, but a bit too
Yeah.
much, let's say.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, like it was like for Brazilian standards, it was the dead of winter out there. It was like the coldest of
Mm-hmm. It
days
was
here in
really cold.
Brazil. However,
Mm-hmm.
for them, it was summertime. I remember, like in the morning, we were walking on the streets. People were wearing like shorts and shirts, like not even a
Really?
problem. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was there like, oh my god, let's get inside
Yeah.
somewhere. And I remember we went in to like have breakfast, and I drank I think 2 cups of coffee. Just like, okay, now it's getting better, but it was difficult. Yeah,
It was
but that was
difficult.
it.
That's
Yes.
it. Yeah.
And logically, let's give the hugest shout out to Anya because she helped us the most with the Russian culture. She took us out like
Ah,
two
she
days.
was the one who gave us this
Hmm.
shirt.
Yes, exactly. Let me speak from my heart in Russian.
Yeah. You're
And
right.
she took us all but for 2 days and taught us a lot
Mm-hmm.
about the Russian culture and their way of living,
Mm-hmm.
and that was brilliant, like she would say. So
Brilliant. Yeah.
thank you
It
very
was really
much.
cool.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
She was adorable. We still have contact with her. So
Mm-hmm.
she's our contact in Moscow. If we
Yes,
ever go back to Moscow, she's our
yes.
contact. And she
So
was awesome.
yeah,
She was
she
really
was.
cool. She took us to drink kvass. I don't know how to
Mm-hmm.
pronounce
Exactly.
it.
Kvass,
And
yes.
so
Yeah.
delicious. And
Mm-hmm.
so delicious. It's a typical Russian drink.
Mm-hmm.
And she took us to many places, and it was really
Yes.
cool. It was
Yes.
really, really nice.
Exactly. Exactly. That's nice. Okay, Chris. What
Well,
about your second question?
Mm-hmm.
well, you went to Russia, and as you
Mm-hmm.
know, people in Russia speak Russian, not
Mm-hmm.
English.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you have any difficulty in understanding or being understood there?
Hmm.
How was it speaking English there? Because you don't speak Russian, right? You
Yeah,
have to speak English.
Yeah.
another shout out to Marina, right? She taught us.
Um,
Uh,
a
I
little
mean,
bit of
I
Russian.
I didn't. I'm a horrible student, so my bad. Oops. But then he actually picked up a few things that helped us a lot there. So thanks, Marina. Yo. And yes, I was really surprised actually because they don't speak English and they don't care too much about speaking English. We mentioned
Mm-hmm.
this in an older podcast, I guess,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because their culture they are really self-centered. I would say, I guess,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but I really appreciate their effort, especially in the hotel. Remember that
Ah,
the
that was
lovely people at the
adorable.
hotel, the
Yeah, all
staff.
of them.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't speak. Just one lady could speak a bit better,
Mm-hmm.
but the others in the restaurants and stuff, they couldn't, but they were
Mm-hmm.
always trying, like they would get their cell phones out, record something on Google Translator, and show the translation to us.
Yeah.
So I really,
Mm-hmm.
really appreciate their effort, and that really goes against the common belief that we have that Russians are cold people and like they are not welcoming. And I didn't feel that. Did you feel that, Danny?
No,
Not at all, right?
not at all. I
Mm-hmm.
felt like, of course, we were in Russia in a very different reality. Let's
Mm-hmm.
say it was the World Cup, so the world was there.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go to monuments and stuff, there were lots of things in English, so we could see like the signs, everything was in English, so it was easy for us.
Mm-hmm.
But once you go like to St. Petersburg, which is a smaller city, or you go like to the hotel and talk to locals and everything,
Mm-hmm.
you see that they don't know, like Fitz said, they don't care about they don't care about learning English too
Mm-hmm.
much, unless they work for a multinational or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the effort,
Mm-hmm.
and that was so cool, right, Faye? Because
Yeah.
it was, I don't know, I felt important in a way,
Yes,
because
exactly.
I was trying to speak a little bit of Russian, the words that Marina taught us,
Mm-hmm.
very little,
Mm-hmm.
but and they
But
were
still.
trying to speak too, so it
Mm-hmm.
was like a common effort.
Yes.
So it was interesting to see.
Mm-hmm.
And that I think we were there for the World Cup, and communication was effective.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we were not really caring about being accurate, like, oh, I want to speak perfect English or perfect Russian,
Mm-hmm.
which is impossible for us.
Yes.
But but it was really cool. Language wise, it was a very interesting experience
Yes, I
for
agree.
us.
I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah, that's it. It wasn't too difficult, but it wasn't very easy. I don't know.
Yeah,
So it's like a middle term,
exactly.
like a common effort.
Yeah.
That's it.
But it's
Yeah,
good
but
that
going to
they made an effort
Yes.
to
yeah.
talk to you,
Yeah.
not only
Exactly.
you trying to communicate with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's very
Exactly.
nice.
So, and if I can just give a little piece of advice, if you go to a country in which you don't have the same alphabet, like we have the Latin alphabet, they have Cyrillical alphabet, learn a little bit about the alphabet. Just it.
Mm-hmm.
I learned a little bit. Marina taught us, and I took my notes
Mm-hmm.
to Russia. And then, I was checking. So some things you can, when you translate into our alphabet, you can kind of second guess what is happening there, what
Exactly.
the word means. Some
Mm-hmm.
words, not all of them.
Yeah.
But picking up the alphabet helps a lot,
Yeah. Sure.
or the
I
basics.
agree.
Very good.
I agree. That's it.
I had
Again,
no
thanks,
idea.
Marina.
Thank you.
Yes, and thanks, Marina. You saved their lives. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Chris. What is your next question for us?
And you went there for the World Cup, of course, to see Russia, but
Mhm.
mainly for the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mhm.
how was it like to be there for the World Cup, to be in Russia, to
Mm-hmm.
go watch the teams playing in Russia in the
Mm-hmm.
World Cup?
Yes. Danny. I want to know Danny's experience first because I love football, so of course my answer is quite obvious. But Danny, what about you?
It was fascinating for
Mm-hmm.
me. I'm a soccer fan, not like a huge fan as Felipe and my mom are, but I found it really fascinating, the whole event, how organized it was,
Mm-hmm.
and it was cool because I was watching on TV a week before, and a week later I was there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I remember when we entered. What's the name of the stadium? Lubinsky,
Luzniki. Luzniki.
Luzniki.
I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
So when we entered, well, not before entering the stadium, we took the train and we were in the middle of the English
Supporters.
supporters,
Yeah.
right? We
Just.
watched England and Croatia,
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
right?
That's what I'd say. For
The
context,
final.
we watched the semifinal. Yes.
Yeah, for England against Croatia.
Mm-hmm.
And we took the train with the supporters, the English supporters, and it was so cool, right? Faye? They
Mm-hmm.
were
Yes.
cheering all the time, and we were in
Singing
the middle of
songs.
it,
Mm-hmm.
like two Brazilian guys. Was like, okay, cool,
But
yeah,
actually, I'm
everything.
supporting Croatia, but I won't say anything.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's it. And so the whole experience of going to the stadium was already delightful. It was
Hmm.
a good experience. And once we got there, the organization, it was superb.
Hmm.
And then Felipe and I, we stayed. Luckily, we stayed in the Croatian supporter side, which
Yes.
was the team we were
Uh,
supporting. And
and
I
the
think the
best.
most go ahead,
No,
sorry.
like the best thing that happened, it was again pure luck. But the place where we're sitting. It was behind the goal. Like three goals happened in that game. It was 2-1 Croatia, and all three goals happened right in front of us. I have a video for one of them. If
Yeah.
you want to
Come
check, it's on
on.
my Instagram. And
Oh my god.
all three goals happened like right in front of us, not on the other side of the pitch, like on the field.
Yeah,
So it
it was beautiful.
that like added like if the whole experience was perfect, that added like the extra one, the plus
Mm-hmm.
signal in front, like
Mm-hmm.
perfect plus because of that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it.
Come
That's
Yeah.
on.
it.
Hmm.
And just to finish my impression,
Hmm.
my yeah, talking about my impression, I think the most emotional moment for me was when the flags
Hmm.
were
Oh yeah.
opened on the field.
Hmm.
And I remember I looked at that. I held Felipe's arm. I was like, oh my god, we're
Yeah.
here! It's
Yes,
real.
exactly.
This is so cool.
And
So I was really, really like teary. It
mhm,
was really, really emotional for
yes.
me,
And
and it was
not
really
only
cool.
not only you, like not only me, but I think like most people around us, like when Seven Nation Arms started playing, like the song that starts playing
Yeah.
when the players are about to come to the pitch, to the field,
Mm-hmm.
tears started rolling out. Like you would look around, everybody was like, "Oh my God, I'm actually here!" So it was not only a special moment for me or for Danny. It was like for everybody. So it
Oh,
was
it gives
great.
me the bumps. Oh,
Yes,
I
exactly.
feel as if I
Oh,
was there.
yeah,
Whew.
that's
Faye,
awesome.
tell us about your experience. How did you
Like
feel?
when I think about the World Cup experience, I try not to think only about like going to the stadium, which of course like the experience on that July 11th, 2018 at
Yeah.
5 o'clock. I don't know. I'm
Oh my
kidding. I don't.
God,
My God,
I
you
don't remember
that's
remember
the.
everything.
precise, right?
No, I don't remember
Every July
the
11th, I stop and
yeah.
remember that
No,
moment.
but okay. I remember July 11th because I have a tattoo, right? I have a tattoo here on my show, on my
It's
Okay.
true. It's
ankle
true.
with the Russian flag and the date. So July 11th, and let me confirm. Yes, July 11th. I try not to think only about that. Of course, that was like the icing on the cake, but the whole experience. Like I remember when we arrived, uh, France and Uruguay was playing, and later that day would be Brazil and Belgium. That of course Brazil lost, but we went to. I remember like we were trying to find out where the Fun Fest was, and like we're getting the subway. So that whole experience, like it was building up the excitement, I guess. And the moment that
Mhm.
we entered the Fan Fest, and I saw like the whole thing, a lot of people from all over the world, everybody cheering. I remember Francis scored the goal, and everybody was like going crazy and stuff. Like, dude, I'm here. Like Danny mentioned, like 2 days ago I was watching this from my TV, and now I'm here. I'm part of this event, and it was the whole experience. Not only, again, not only going not only being able to watch the game, but the whole experience
Mhm.
was out of this world. Like it's something you
Mhm.
can. In my wildest dreams, I would never actually imagine being part of that. So
It's true.
it was
Mhm.
the greatest moment of my life. Like it was so amazing, and I don't know. It's
Hey,
uh,
remember that when we watched the Russian game when
oh
Russia
yeah, exactly.
passed to the finals and we
No,
were
actually,
there, the
Russia
Fun Fest
lost.
in.
That game, Russia lost to Croatia in the penalties. Remember?
Okay, sorry.
No,
No, you
but
see how hooked I was.
no, but
So
the whole experience, like
it was
60,000 people watching the game together, and when Russia, it was the
nossa.
semifinal, and Russia, like they were the underdogs, and everybody was, like, we're not gonna win, but then Russia scored 1-0. The whole place exploded. It was amazing, and then Russia
Mhm,
tied the
mhm,
game in the second extra time with the Brazilian guy Mario Fernandes. I think that's
mhm.
his name. And that that celebration was like the best thing that ever happened, ever. I think I have a
Yeah.
video on my Instagram too about that moment,
Yeah.
and it was
I
so
spoke
great.
Russian that day. I was like, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And I
I
remember
was speaking Russian while
yes,
celebrating.
that was the day that we met Anna actually, and
Yeah, exactly.
they taught me some like bad words in Russian. So of course I'm not
Yeah.
gonna mention here, but I
Yeah.
remember a few.
Mm.
But it was awesome. Like that day was amazing. So when I think of the World Cup, even going to St. Petersburg, watching the game France and Belgium in the Fun Fest there, that place was just amazing. So the whole experience,
It's magical.
not only going to the stadium, because I I don't even have words to describe the July 11th, the game, but the whole experience was something that everybody in the world should live at least once, because this is something that you
Mhm.
never ever forget in your life. That's
Yeah,
it.
it's really
I can
cool.
imagine.
Amazing.
That's it.
So one more question, Chris, because we're running out of time. So what is your last question for us?
Yeah, the last question is about the places. In your
Mm,
opinion, what are the must visit attractions in Moscow and in St. Petersburg?
okay,
The
so this
places
is.
that I need to visit if I
Mhm.
go there,
Yeah,
like if I win the lottery.
yeah. As a matter of fact,
Or
it's
if you
not that.
work at KZ English, Chris.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, of
Baby.
course.
Not. Yeah. So, but first of all, like I would say, like it's not like so expensive. I mean, it is expensive, but it's not something that you have to sell your I don't know a relative in order to go.
No, don't say relatives.
Yes.
We're against it. We don't do it.
Yes, but it was not something like
Felipe.
that.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
just making a comparison. But yeah, but actually, like I wanted to go because the World Cup. Dani wanted to go because she loves Russia and the Russian literature and stuff. So Dani, go on. I think this question is more for you.
Yeah, I was just dragging Felipe with me, like, let's visit Moscow, Tolstoy's house. And he said, yeah,
Mm.
let's do it. He has no clue who Tolstoy was, right?
Yes,
No clue
exactly.
whatsoever. And so we visited, of course, the huge monuments, St. Basil's Cathedral, the Kremlin,
Red Square.
um, Red Square. Yeah, the whole thing there. There's a
Uh,
nice shopping mall in front of everything,
hmm
which I
The,
think is very interesting because it's capitalism in front of socialism. So it was
yes.
quite strange. But anyway, we're not
Uh,
getting into that.
yes. Sure.
But one thing about Moscow, I don't know if Felipe can agree with me, is
Hmm.
that I felt really small
Oh yeah.
there.
Hmm.
All the constructions are huge,
Hmm.
huge. Like the buildings are gigantic. And I remember while we were there, I was discussing this with Faye, and I said, "This is, I think this like they do this with a purpose, like because it was Soviet constructions.
Hmm.
And
And
I
you feel
don't
so
know
small, yeah.
really. I'm not an yeah. I don't know.
Hmm.
I'm not an expert in architecture or in Soviet culture or anything like that. But
Hmm.
I thought it was intentional. Like the buildings are huge, so you feel small and follow our rules. That's what I felt. I don't know if it's true.
Maybe.
If
Yeah.
anyone knows if this is true, just tell us. But
Yeah,
that's
for
how I
sure.
felt. But then we visited many museums for literature because I'm Dani.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. I
Yeah.
love literature. So we saw Tolstoy's house. We went to Bulgakov's house.
Hmm.
And Bulgakov has an amazing book, which is The Master and the Margarita. I don't know how to say
Hmm.
that in English. But it's a very cool museum, very small museum.
Hmm.
And I love the book. So the book's amazing. And what else did we see? I think that was
I
it
mean, like,
for places in
yeah,
Moscow,
for
right? We were just
Moscow,
walking around,
yeah, we visited like some beautiful
basically.
parks. There was a
Yeah,
there was the
the
lovely church
church.
that we didn't actually. I don't remember if we entered, but
We
I only remember
did.
that church because of the bathroom. I really need to go
Yeah,
to the
no, we
toilet.
did.
Yeah, but
We
then we
we
entered.
entered.
Yeah.
We entered, and
Hmm.
Anya told us that it was a very expensive church,
Hmm.
and that the Russians were really questioning, like, was it necessary to have another very expensive church here? So
Hmm.
there was this whole debate there.
Yeah, sure.
And while we were in St. Petersburg, we were in St. Petersburg for one day.
Yeah, the longest
So
day ever. 20 kilometers
yeah, yeah,
being walked.
that
Yes.
was that was our record.
Yeah.
And so we just walked around. Basically, we
Hmm.
went to Nabokov's museum. Nabokov is the author who wrote Lolita.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to his museum. It was very interesting. And we walked around. We saw the Summer Palace.
Mm.
Remember Faye, the Green Palace
Yeah, sure, sure.
that we saw? It was really
Gigantic
cool.
area, so
Gigantic
beautiful.
too. We,
Yeah.
we didn't enter, we didn't visit and take the tour, but we just stayed outside and took some photos.
So beautiful.
And we were basically walking around.
Mm-hmm.
This is cool. When Faye and I travel together, we like to walk around, get
Mm-hmm.
to know places, and if we see an interesting thing or not so interesting, but if we see something interesting, we just enter. But
Yeah,
basically, we walk.
exactly. And we
So
do walk.
and
Oh,
we do walk.
exactly.
Yeah,
Well, that's the
yeah.
best
When you
part.
travel,
Come on.
that's the
Yeah,
best
sure.
part.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And
and all the places were really. Oh, we saw Dostoevsky's house
mm-hmm.
in St. Petersburg,
Mm-hmm.
and I loved it. Loved,
Yeah,
loved,
sure.
loved, because I'm a huge fan of Dostoevsky,
Mm-hmm.
and it was really cool. Everything was
Yeah.
nice. For me, it was very special because I love literature. So being close to the writers that I adore was really special for me.
Yeah. One, we didn't enter, but we passed in front of the KGB's headquarters.
Oh
It looks like,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So
Really?
maybe
Nice.
yeah,
gigantic. I mean,
yeah. We
everything's
were a bit
gigantic there.
scared.
So yeah.
Yeah,
So
a bit
like,
scary.
can we look at it? I don't know. Are we
Yeah,
required
yeah.
that or
Are we
something?
allowed to even cross the street in front of it? Yeah, we
Yeah.
were really scared.
And, it was really cool, and
Yeah.
yeah, like for me it was the whole. I think the architecture, like you said, the blocks are gigantic. So you gotta
Mm-hmm.
walk and walk and walk, and we love this. Like for us, just beautiful,
It's
and
okay.
the whole city is
Yeah.
modern. It's
It's really
beautiful,
cool.
really
Yeah.
amazing. Like I remember we were looking for one of the museums, the one about the cat. I don't remember.
It's
Uh,
Bulgakov's.
Bulgakov.
Oh.
They were like we're walking this really beautiful street and we couldn't see, and then there was a sign of Garrett Bale like putting like
Like
pointing to
pointing
yeah to like a small
to the
entrance,
museum.
and like it was
Uh-huh.
actually there. So I was like, oh, Garrett Bale is telling us where to go, and it was
There you
really
go.
cool.
There is a
So,
photo of it on my Instagram. If you want to
yeah,
check it out, I have the photo
exactly.
there.
But
Yeah.
all in all, it was great, and I would like to say just one thing. I gotta take my hat off to FIFA because our visa had already been paid for. So like we just did what was that name, the FIFA ID card, I think that's the name.
Yeah, I think
And
fan card,
playing
fan ID,
card,
fan ID,
fan
fan.
ID, yeah, sure. And with that we could walk all around, we could enter Russia
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. So but on top of that, that's the reason why we actually went to St. Petersburg, because they give us free rides. Like if you're going from one
Yeah.
city to the place where the match was happening. So we were in Moscow and we paid to go to St. Petersburg, but then we returned to Moscow in the same day that we would watch the game. And FIFA gave us free rides for that. So then
Mm-hmm.
we got the free ride to return to Moscow, because I
It
don't
was the
think we
best ride of my life
yes.
because after walking for 20 kilometers, I could lay down on a bed. Ah, it
Yes,
was so delicious. It was the
Hey.
best
exactly.
ride
Yeah.
ever. It was so
And
delicious.
in a like kind of a comparison, it kind of reminded me of those Harry Potter train, the one that
Oh.
that takes them to Hogwarts, but a little bit smaller, the cabin. However, we could sleep and lay
But
down
it was
after.
as magical
Yes,
as well.
Oh,
exactly.
so beautiful.
But yeah, but I definitely got to take my hat off to FIFA, because they did the whole
Mhm.
thing. So we wouldn't be able to go
Mhm.
to St. Petersburg, because probably would spend our money doing the visa, like paying for the visa, and also
Yeah.
Emirates. Emirates was
Opposite.
amazing. Like
Yeah.
we went to Dubai
Hmm.
first, like our
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 connection was there.
connection, yes, and we could visit some places there. So, but that's a
Yeah.
whole nother podcast that we can talk about. Dubai.
Yeah.
But that's it. So yeah, so this is all
All
about
in
Mother
all,
Russia.
yeah, all in all,
Yes.
it was a perfect trip.
Yeah, the
It's a trip that we
craziest
never
trip.
thought of, right, Faye? We
Yeah.
never thought of.
Mhm.
And when we considered the possibility, we got the tickets, and then next thing we
Mhm.
knew, we were there in
Yeah,
the middle
exactly.
of the Red Square listening to guns being fired.
Yes,
So
exactly.
that was
And
it.
yeah, but that's how dreams come true. Don't overthink.
Oh.
Just want to do something, go ahead and do it. Don't think about it.
Oh,
Don't think about money.
that's
Don't think
true.
about, oh, I don't know the
But
language. I
think
don't
a
know
little about
this.
money.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, like if you do have the money, whatever. What's the point? Like you're gonna save money, and
Mhm.
what for? So just go ahead,
Go to
enjoy.
Russia.
Yes, enjoy your
Yeah.
life, go crazy. I'm actually planning to go next year to Qatar to the next World Cup because the first experience was so awesome
Wow.
Oh.
that I would love to do it again. And
Hmm.
hopefully, let's see what happens. Let's see what the future holds.
Yeah.
But that's it.
I would like to take the Trans-Siberian train.
Hmm.
The one that
Yes.
takes you from, I think, from Moscow
Hmm.
to China, but it crosses the whole Russian territory. I would
Mm.
love to take it. It's one
Well,
of my dream trips. So
yeah, well,
Yeah, it's
after the
fantastic.
pandemic,
yeah. Yeah, let's wait out for this pandemic basically,
Mhm.
and later we plan the whole thing, the future.
Yeah,
This is the perfect
okay,
moment to save money. So
yeah,
as I was just
Yes.
talking about money, save money now.
yeah,
Next year, don't think about spending it. Just spend it.
Just
yeah.
go.
Yes,
That's it.
that's it. So.
Chris, after we talked a little or a lot about Russia and our experience, um, what did we convince you to go to Russia? Maybe in your dreams
Hmm.
somehow.
Yes, actually, I've always wanted to go to Russia. Not my
Hmm.
priority, but I've always
Hmm.
wanted to go. But
Hmm.
yes, now with your stories and so on, I really want to go. I
Hmm.
really want to
Good.
check everything out on your Instagram pages because
Perfect.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
remember
do
when you
please
went
do.
there. Come on, we have been friends for some
Mm.
time. I
Hmm.
remember when you
Yeah.
went there, and I remember I saw your pictures, but
Hmm.
I don't
Hmm.
remember everything. So
Of
I will
course.
check it
Just
out.
check it out.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Very cool.
But that's it. So, yes,
Oh,
Chris.
just before we finish, we
Sure.
totally forgot to talk about the stroganoff. The
Oh,
Russian stroganoff.
yes, the
Come
food.
on. The
The,
food. It was so delicious, right?
Yeah.
And it was a total surprise for us,
Yeah. The,
wasn't
the
it?
the meat is kind of different. The sauce, I would say. I don't know if I'm horrible for food. This is a general consensus. I don't know how to
This
talk
is
about
true.
food, even in
This
Portuguese.
is
But
true. Yeah.
anyways, it was delicious. It was really, really good. But my favorite food thing is borscht. Just like Dani is my
Ah,
favorite sister,
borscht.
you know. So that's
As
why I
far as I
call
know,
her
I'm the only one, but anyway, I don't
favorites,
know.
anyways. Like still my favorite. Uh,
Look at the bright side,
Okay.
Danny. You're the favorite.
yes, and the
Oh, yeah,
borscht.
okay. Ufa.
Borscht was definitely my favorite food while we were
Oh,
there.
it's so
So
delicious.
good.
Well, borscht is red beet soup,
Soup. Yeah.
which is so delicious.
Yes, they
It's
put like
so
sour
it's
cream, right?
beyond
And
words. Yeah,
grounded meat. I remember there was something about meat in there.
yeah. It was a meaty thing there. I
Yeah,
don't remember.
but it was
But the
so good.
stroganoff, baby. Come on. Once you're in Russia, you just go for the stroganoff and be happy.
Yes,
If you stay there for 10 days, 10 days of stroganoff, it's
yes, that's
so
it.
good. It's
And
delicious. It's
and
totally
yes,
different from the one that we do.
for wrapping this up, vodka. I drank vodka in Russia. Dani didn't. She went to sleep, and I stayed downstairs, uh, smoking and drinking basically a day. And I got beers, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. While in Russia, let's be Russian. So
Yeah.
I had a shot of vodka. It's different than the Brazilian one. It's tastier than the Brazilian one. That's what maybe I don't know. It's a different taste, and it's even though it's like as strong, I didn't feel like when you drink like here in Brazil, you drink vodka and you feel the fire basically coming down your throat. I didn't feel that in
Mhm.
Russia, so it was delicious, really good, money well spent.
So,
You know,
okay, cool.
that was
Fica a
great.
dica for everybody.
Yeah,
Go to
so
Russia,
get
stroganoff and a shot of vodka.
yes,
Vodka.
There you
that's
go.
it. Perfect. So yes, let's wrap this one up. We planned this
Yeah,
for a shorter period, but I'm sorry, Russia just gotta talk it
it's
out.
Russia.
Just perfect.
Nothing we
So
can do.
again, shout out to Anna, to FIFA, of course, because FIFA is gonna listen to this podcast. Thanks, Marina, and shout out for everybody in the hotel staff. I don't remember the name of the hotel that we stayed in, but
I will
shout
look
out.
for it.
Yeah, they were lovely, and thank you, Danny. Always a pleasure to talk to you
Thank
about
you, Faye.
life, basically, and
Yeah.
yeah, and thank you, Chris, so much for participating in
Yay.
our first podcast together. So
First but not
Thank
last.
you.
exactly,
That's
Yes,
it.
because it's very
Gonna
nice.
be
I
here.
like the
yes,
Yay.
experience.
and
Woo.
a little bit of a spoiler. Next week, the Russia podcast was decided in class and also on the Instagram quiz that we had. next week.
Mhm.
The second place, it was not second place, it was like tied, right? Because
Mhm.
students in
Mhm.
class preferred Russia, people on Instagram preferred Oscars 2021. So next week we're gonna talk
Mhm.
about the Oscars, since the everything's gonna happen on Sunday, the Oscars.
Mhm.
So we'll talk about the winners next week. So you can jump right back
And
in
for
here.
those who are familiar with the Cleesus family, they know that the Oscar is a huge deal for us
Mm-hmm.
for years.
Yeah, the
So we will
candy
talk
bats.
about it now on the next. Yeah.
We can
So
have.
the candy bad, that's it. But we will talk about it next podcast, and we will talk about our preferences and if we liked or not the final results.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in for a huge disappointment this year, but next week we talk about this.
Next
We'll
week.
see about
Next
it.
week.
Yes, that's it. So thanks for everybody. Thanks to
Yay!
everybody for watching. Jesus Christ, I don't know English. And I hope to see you soon.
Спасибо!
Спасибо.
Yay!
Bye. I don't speak Russian. Bye bye.